So here's a video about this airplane, a Cessna Birddog that was sitting for years in a private collection somewhere in a private location, desert storage, museum type environment. We found it, we went up, we saw it, we fell in love with it, and we had to rescue it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. It was a lot of fun making it. It was quite a mission to accomplish. It took several trips, a lot of energy and effort and resources. Here comes the video. Check it out.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. My name is Jason. I'm pretty excited to share some stuff with you. I figured I'd take you along, tell you a little bit about what we're doing. Today's a rescue mission. We already went up once and looked at the airplane, figured out kind of what we need to do to get the airplane out of there and try to get it home. So we're going up to look at a Birddog and start working on putting it all together, doing some of the maintenance to ferry the thing out of there and get it back to our home airport. If you're not familiar with the Birddog, it's a World War nothing airplane. It's originally a Korean War, Vietnam era observation aircraft, liaison aircraft built by Cessna to military specifications. It's a pretty cool airplane. It's tandem seating, which is basically center line in the airplane. It's got a stick and a throttle on the side instead of a traditional yoke and side-by-side configuration like most Cessnas you'll see. It's tail wheel or conventional landing gear, which means the third wheel or the little wheels in the back, which is pretty awesome if you're into that kind of thing. A lot of history. They were in service for a long time. There's not a whole lot of them left compared to what they built originally, which I think was like over 3,000. Now there's, I think, less than 200 registered in the country. So yeah, it's a pretty neat little warbird. We found one. We're going up to try to get it home. A little bit of a rescue mission. I got a bunch of my tools and supplies and wheels and tires and brakes and air compressors and all the kind of stuff I could fit in the back of my 182, all within legal limits, of course, as per my weight and balance sheet that I ran this morning. It's about a 4-hour flight from where I'm based in Arizona. I'm heading up there right now to see what we can do. So thanks for watching, guys. Lots of new, exciting projects and content with this particular airplane and some of the other warbirds that I'm playing with as well lately. Subscribe to the channel so you can get some future updates. Feel free to share your comments and let me know if you like this kind of stuff by, clicking on the little like button.
So I found myself in kind of a gold mine here. A whole bunch of neat old airplanes and all kinds of neat old equipment. This is what started it all. Yeah, L-19 Birddog. Came here to look at this. Military observer aircraft, also known as liaison aircraft. It's set up with the observer in the back seat. Incredible visibility. The side windows are actually slanted inward so they can kind of look down. There's overhead windows so they can see pretty much in every direction. Really neat airplane, a lot of history on these things. All right, so I've been going through the Birddog for the last couple hours. Everything's looking pretty good. Battery was dead, so I threw a new battery in there, which I brought with me. Now we're just gonna go through and start checking the systems, pull all the spark plugs, looked inside the cylinders with my bore scope, squirted some oil around in there, pulled the prop through by hand. Everything turns freely. So I think we're gonna give it a shot and try to run this thing. Let me go check out the lights. Well, that's a good sign. Let's see if we have navs. See a green on the right, white on the tail. Red on the left. Strobes are working. You can hear that. See them flashing. Lantern light's working. Sweet. I think all the systems are one last thing. Radio master. Yeah, we got a radio and our transponder looks like it's lit up too. So I guess we got to move some other equipment out of the way, open the hangar doors, pull this thing out, and then see if we can get it fired up. That sounds good. One of them's running.
No idea.
Well, it's running. Took a little bit to get it started, but once I got it primed enough, it fired right up. Well, a lot's done so far. Drained the oil, went through the airframe, looked at the wings, got everything lubed up, doing the wheels and brakes now. Oil change, inspecting, cleaning, lubing, hopefully soon flying, moving right along. One of the last things I have to do is just get the brakes working, and then we can start testing this thing out. Otherwise, looking pretty good. A lot of good things going on with this airplane. It's coming back to life, surely but slowly. We're in the final stages trying to deal with the bleeding the brakes. So these things are kind of tricky because on this model there's master cylinders on both rear and also on the front. And the reason it's got the additional master cylinders on the rear is because it's a trainer version. You can tell it's got different stick, different brakes. So there's a shuttle valve that goes between the front and back. And right now the problem we're dealing with is we've got pedal on one side in the back and pedal on the other side in the front. And we've been able to fill this master. Actually, at first we had no pedal here on the back right, and we only had the pedal on the front right. So we ended up bleeding from the top down. We were able to get brake here, but now the problem is front left doesn't have any brake, and we got to get to that reservoir, and it's buried. It's really hard to get back there. So I don't have a squirt can with me. I'm gonna have to deal with that tomorrow, I think. All right, so I'll try this. Day 2, messing with these brakes. I think I finally got it figured out. You know, one thing that's kind of unique about certain Birddogs is 2 sets of master cylinders. I think I might have pointed it out to you earlier, but the rear set or the rear pedals have master cylinders on the trainer version. So there's a shuttle valve somewhere in between the front and back, and whoever presses the pedal actuates the valve, and then the pedal now has control. So let me kind of show you what I did. So when I got to the airplane, the brakes on one side were totally bled out, and there's just air in the system. So the pedals on the left brakes here, they were just completely flat. What I had to do was bleed them from the bottom up, like most Clevelands, probably all Clevelands, bleed from the bottom up. Depending on where the shuttle valve is, it would only bleed that half of the system. And you need to somehow get the other half of the system to actuate in order to get the shuttle valve to move. So what I had to do was open up the reservoir on the front, because that was, of course, the one that wasn't cooperating, the hardest one to get to, and fill from the top down, so at least had some fluid in there. And then figured out that if I put pressure on both pedals just by hand, I could rock back and forth until I could get the shuttle valve to move. See that? I can't see, but see that? So once I got fluid in there and I was able to kind of bleed enough to where I had some pedal pressure, I put equal pressure on both pedals and then shifted the pressure forward and aft. And that's the shuttle valve right there actuating. And once I had positive movement or engagement of the valve, I knew exactly which pedal I was bleeding, and I could go ahead and just bleed normally from the bottom to the top till I got all the air out.
So I did that for the left side and now the right side. So now I got good brakes, front and back, left and right. Whew. Most of the general service on the airplane's been done. I got the brakes working. That was a big deal. I was originally thinking I was gonna have to put tires on the airplane, but you know, these look serviceable for now, but at least I had spares. New induction filter, fresh oil, pulled the oil screen, put all that back together, safety wired, inspected inside the wings and the tail and lubed everything and went through all the basic service requirements. Now we're just trying to go through anything that's left. Overall, pretty happy with general condition. Should definitely be able to ferry this thing soon, I hope. Early morning start. Both the airplanes are still here. That's a good sign. Everything's looking pretty good. Beautiful weather, nice and rested. Let's get this thing home.
Flying the Birddog so far, everything's going pretty good. A few minor squawks along the way, a little bit of a radio squelch issue, which is pretty annoying. But yeah, airplane's flying really good. It handles like a dream. I mean, just the controls are so light and crisp. It's a joy to fly so far. Takeoff's pretty straightforward. Got it on the runway, figured out, you know, how touchy the directional control was with the rudders and brake. Was happy with that. First landing, airport we ended up getting to had a little bit of gusty winds with a little bit of cross on it. So gusty crosswinds luckily wasn't too bad, but not what I wanted to sign up for, but got it worked out. Ideally, I was kind of trying to do more of a like a tail low wheel landing. Ended up doing a 3-point, which isn't my favorite. Got a little bit of shimmy on the tail wheel, but didn't feel like it tried to get away from me or anything like that. Definitely a much different experience from Super Cub or Citabria, Decathlon, or anything like that. This is more in line with other Cessna tailwheel airplanes where, you know, with the Citabria, the Super Cub, you kind of, you just think what you want it to do and it does it. And with this thing, you got to be really intentional and cognizant on the pedals and use a little brake too if you need it. So yeah, really cool. Having a good time. I got a chase plane in formation with me. That's actually 112, trusted pilot flying that. And yeah, all right. We'll keep on keeping on. Check in with you later.
We made it. Oh my God. It's hot. Back in Goodyear. Whew. Airplane's good. I'm good. Everyone's good.
There it is. Birddog rescue mission accomplished. Airplane's back in the hangar. Skylane's back in its hangar. Life is good. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.